Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever Perfect Foods webinar for our wholesale juice bars, juice bar owners, and health food store owners and managers. We are going to be coaching you and inspiring you on how to sell wheatgrass at your juice bar to be successful and grow and flourish in 2022. So my name is Rebecca.
I'm Aaron.
And let's get started. So first thing we're going to talk about is who Perfect Foods is as the 40-year-old company that we are that started in Brooklyn. Our mom and our dad started Perfect Foods, and we now are going to be the new owners. Woo! And the next thing we're going to talk about is why wheatgrass is good for your juice bar, pricing wheatgrass for success, and strategies to boost your sales. Okay, so welcome to the story of the epic story of Perfect Foods. Those, not all of you may know, but I know a lot of you have been customers of ours for over 20, 30 years. So those of you who don't know, Perfect Foods has been in business since 1982. My mom and my dad started it in the basement of a kosher butcher shop in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, which is quite ironic, when not a blade of wheatgrass was to be found, and nobody knew what wheatgrass was at the time. Nobody was into health at the time, and they were one of the first urban farmers in New York City. So as the story goes, they heard that wheatgrass was a great thing in California, and they went to a few health food stores in Manhattan and asked if anybody needed wheatgrass. The first 3 stores was like, absolutely, we need it. Where have you been? And the rest was history. So now we have over 450 juice bars and health food stores in the tri-state region that we service. And we kind of single-handedly educated the entire New York region on wheatgrass and are very proud to say that, because wheatgrass is a wonderful product and has saved thousands and thousands of lives. They had a little article on them at Trade Grows in Brooklyn. Super proud of them and completely before their time. And we're lucky to now be able to be ahead of the curve and continue to share and educate people on this wonderful product. So yeah, and we are a family business and we are local. We're in Goshen, New York. And we have 15 delivery routes that we go to every single inch of the New York tri-state region. That's why we're able to deliver to you once a week. And we're really proud to be a family-owned small business that really puts a big value on helping the small mom and pop owners like yourselves. This is an a little sneak peek into our indoor facility, our large growing indoor facility in Goshen, New York, but we grow over 3,000 trays of wheatgrass a week. So real quick promo on my end, I am huge on social media and constantly promoting you guys, the store owners, and my customers and your customers taking wheatgrass shots. So right now, if you can get out your phone and follow me on Instagram, Perfect Foods Inc. And anytime you see a customer that's taking a shot of wheatgrass or you're juicing up wheatgrass, take a video, tag Perfect Foods Inc. and I'll repost it, and you'll get a lot of new followers and engagement with your business. All right, so now let's get into the good stuff. Why wheatgrass is good for your juice bar. Go.
All right, I'll take that. So wheatgrass is known as a come-on item. So wheatgrass is a come-on item. It brings people in the door. And it's the real deal. It works. People see real health benefits from it. It's not just a fad. It's been going for 40 years strong in New York City. So when customers come in the door, they're coming religiously. They're coming every day. They're drinking wheatgrass. It's important to tell your customers to drink it every day. And they're spending more time in the store. They're spending more money in the store. And when they get the good results, from the health benefits, they're going to be telling their friends about it. They're going to be sharing it on Instagram. And they're going to be telling their friends where they can go to their local juice bar, which is you guys.
One of the best ways for you to sell wheatgrass is for you to believe in it. And one of the best ways for you to believe in it is for you to drink it. So all of this aside, one of the best things that you could do for yourself is to give yourself a little bit of a challenge to drink wheatgrass every day for the next 5 days or 10 days and see how you feel, so that you can really understand the passion that we have behind this.
Okay. So now we're going to discuss pricing wheatgrass so that you can be successful at your juice bar. And since about the spring 2021, we changed our MSRP to be $3.50 per ounce and $6 for a double shot. And this might be a lot higher than your current pricing rate And we want to discuss why we think that this is the right approach now. So historically, a shot of wheatgrass juice started when we first started. We priced it the same as small carrot juice. So nowadays, so at that time, that was probably like $1.50. And now, so it's only gone from $1.50 to not even, 3.50 now. That's nowhere near like what small juice is ranging now, somewhere around $6 to $8 roughly. And one of the reasons why we think that wheatgrass is worth this, it's unlike any other of the things that you have at your juice bar. It's not coming organically grown straight from a farm, straight to your door. All the other produce is going through 5, 10 steps usually, unless you're getting it at a farmer's market or something. But to come straight from the farm, straight to your door is unique. So it's not the same thing as a ginger shot. And you might be concerned, well, I'm pricing all my shots the same to be consistent, but you should really consider maybe having wheatgrass being different. It's not an issue really, except just changing the price on your menu board. And another reason we're suggesting doing that is, when wheatgrass was this crazy high price, the same as a full juice, people were saying, "What is that? Why is it so expensive? It must be something special." And it is something special. When pricing is high, it instills a value in the eyes of consumers. And just think about Apple, for example. Their products have a premium pricing, and you're getting a premium product for the premium pricing. And that's just their model. And that's how we see ourselves as well. We have premium wheatgrass. It's the greenest, the most potent that you can find, and the freshest, brought straight to your juice bar.
By us.
So in the past, 5 to 10 years, wheatgrass did not inflate at the same rate as really everything else. A major reason for that is competition from some other wheatgrass growers. It kept the price down for you guys as store owners and for consumers, and that's been good. But ultimately, their pricing scheme was unsustainable, and those companies have never been able to survive. And there's been dozens at this point of companies that have gone into competition with us and just not been able to maintain the same level of quality and service and pricing that we've maintained. And we've really put a lot of effort into building this industry, both the wheatgrass industry, but the juice bar industry as a whole. Customers call us and ask us, where can I go to find wheatgrass? And we direct them to the stores that we know and love. That's, yeah. And another big reason that we're discussing any of this now is, we want to give you a heads up to expect a coming price raise in January. So that's one thing we just wanted to give you a heads up here. Of course, we're going to be sending out notices to that effect. But we want you to be ahead of the curve by making sure that you're pricing wheatgrass at the higher price so that you're not losing margins once that price raise comes into effect, and you can have your menu boards prepared and everything like that.
Thank you, Aaron. I also wanted to just say that another major reason why I wanted to have this webinar, as you guys know, this is the first time I've ever done this, is because of the current economic crisis or economic state that we are in, where a lot of small businesses are going out of business and the inflation is soaring. I heard it was 6% in the last year. So in order to stay in business, as my dad says, which he'll probably chime in order to stay in business, if you are still running your business and providing an excellent service, we need to increase our price, because it's not easy to stay in business. It's not easy to continue to hire and rehire and rehire and rehire staff. I know that you guys know what that is, because we know what that is. And the current state of the economy is very challenging, and we need each other. So I wanted to just let you know that I'm here to create a community and create a support. Not only do we need each other, but the consumers and the public need us. The consumers and the public need you to be supplying fresh organic wheatgrass juice and fresh juice to support their immune systems more than ever. And that's why it's important that we all stay in business.
Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is strategies for boosting sales of wheatgrass at your juice bar. We're going to go into in depth into each one of these points, but just briefly, keeping quality high, giving free samples, educating your staff, displaying posters and literature, displaying the live grass, challenge cards, we'll explain what that is, and making frozen juice.
Yeah.
Okay, next. All right, so let's discuss keeping quality high. This is probably the single most important thing that you need to do regarding wheatgrass. And wheatgrass, should be nice and deep green. It should not be, significantly yellowing or browning. And when I say significantly yellowing or browning, I'm not talking just at the 1 inch at the base. That can become slightly yellow over time, and that's fine. But seeing yellow or brown coming through the entire blade, that's when you're gonna notice. And if you start to see significant mold, which usually happens right at the base, so right at the base where the seed line is, where it meets the soil, that's where you might see mold develop. You can cut above mold. That's fine. You can cut above mold. You can just rinse off the ends. That's fine. But if it's like getting crazy moldy, you definitely want to not be serving that. And how you prevent that from happening is by refrigerating it. Even the live trays require refrigeration. Refrigeration actually just slows the growth of the grass, so it will grow a little bit in your fridge, but you have to keep it well refrigerated at all times if you can. The colder the better, but not freezing. So most walk-in refrigerators are usually set around 40 degrees, and that's okay, but if it can be colder, that would be preferable.
I want to just add, as far as why do you care about this? Okay, sounds like a lot of work to like maintain just one single product that I'm selling. So just to bring it back to reality here, when I do demos, as I've done a lot of demos at your stores, the customers always come over to me and they're like, "Oh wow, this is so good. This is the best wheatgrass I've ever had. How come it doesn't taste like that at the local juice bar across the street?" And I always say to them, it's the same wheatgrass. Like, we're the wheatgrass people, Perfect Foods. We're the people. So it's not different wheatgrass. It's just how you're storing it and how old it is and how you're storing it. So yes, people notice. No, you're not getting away with anything. Please keep your wheatgrass fresh. Otherwise, you're going to be turning you're going to be turning customers away and making them think that wheatgrass doesn't taste good. So you do a service to the industry and to your company by making sure that you have the highest quality wheatgrass in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. So another thing that you can do to keep the quality high is if you're buying trays of wheatgrass, they will eventually start to dry out in the refrigerator. And you're going to want to give them some water. That'll both improve the shelf life, and it's also going to drastically improve your juicing yield. You'll get much more juice from a well-watered tray. So the way that you do that is you just bring the tray to like your sink. You water around the edge of the tray, all the edges. You tilt it at an angle into your sink until the excess water drains off. You pop it back in your fridge, or you leave it out for an hour and then put it back in your fridge. So watering, don't forget about that. Another major thing, don't skip your weekly deliveries. Maintain a weekly delivery so that you always have fresh stuff and you're not selling stuff. Trying to go every other week, it can be possible, but it's not ideal, and you'll do significantly better if you're getting fresh stuff every week.
I wanted to just say, those of you who are like, "Oh, well, the reason why I get every other week is because you guys have a minimum and I can't keep the minimum and I don't have enough customers to maintain it," which is very common. So the way around that is, first of all, we're going to help you to promote it so that you can get more customers. And number two is we have some other products that we're going to share at the end of this workshop that can help you to meet that minimum other than wheatgrass. So stick around and wait till we get to there, because that's going to be essential for you to achieve that goal of ordering every week rather than every other week, because that is potentially what's hurting your business. And also, I wanted to say, please put in the chat any questions or comments that you have, because that's the way that we'll be able to communicate with you throughout the seminar.
The final point here on keeping quality high, which I think is the #1 thing to help boost sales, is making sure that you're rotating your deliveries using the older stuff from last week first. And the easiest way to do this is just have 2 piles in your refrigerator, last week's and this week's, however you want to do it. If you want to label it this last week's and this week's, or if you want to put dates on it, or if you want to just have 2 different piles, the closer one to your fridge door is the oldest stuff. Whatever method works for you, just 2 piles, last week's and this week's, so you never get confused and your staff doesn't get confused.
Yes. So, one thing that is always a concern for customers is, what if I over order? And one big thing is the fear of waste. So one great answer and alternative to just throwing away any wheatgrass at the end of the week is to juice it and freeze it. This is something I highly recommend to every single one of you, to offer this product at your juice bar or at your store. Frozen wheatgrass juice. It requires you to juice up the wheatgrass at the end of the week, a tray, a pound, and put it into little cups and with lids that we sell, with a pouch and a label, which we also sell, and sell like 10 ounces that are already pre-juiced and frozen for about $30. And that's a great product because it allows your customers to have a grab and go option and be able to drink wheatgrass daily, while also allowing you to make sure that you don't waste any of the wheatgrass that you buy from us. That also solves the problem for those of you who have trouble meeting the minimum order. Just buy the 3 trays or the 3 pounds and juice up anything extra that you don't use at the end of the week, and start to build up a clientele for people who want to be able to drink it at home. That means anybody here who has a customer or 2 customers or a few customers that come in every single day for wheatgrass, all of those customers that are your die-hard wheatgrass customers should have a pack of frozen wheatgrass juice in their freezer, because what they're not going to, they are obviously value drinking wheatgrass every day, or they may need it if they're sick. And if they can't come in for any reason, they should have frozen in their freezer. They probably never even thought of it, and it's something that you need to offer to them in order for them to know that they want to buy it. So put up a poster that says, we now offer frozen wheatgrass juice. If you are interested in doing this and you think this is a good idea, please put a comment in the chat below with your name and your juice bar, and I will set up a call with you and see how I can get you set up with doing the frozen wheatgrass juice, and even potentially give you a little kit that we have that comes with the pouches and the cups and the lids and the labels and everything that you need, so that you don't have to like put anything together. All you have to do is juice up the wheatgrass, freeze it, and sell it. Many customers that do this regularly, and they sell double, triple the amount of wheatgrass than they did before.
All right, let's talk about the difference between trays and pounds. Those are 1-pound pre-cut bags. The tray is a 10 by 20-inch tray. It yields approximately 1.25 pounds, roughly, of grass on it. But the more important thing for you to know is how much juice you might expect from it. And a tray is somewhere around 12 to 14 ounces, fluid ounces of juice, whereas a pre-cut bag is 10 ounces of juice pretty consistently. It does vary, obviously, depending on which juicer you're using and the quality of the grass, how old it is, and some of these things as well. But the real thing that you want to know is both are equally good. Both are pretty much equally fresh. If I had to put a number on the gain freshness that you get out of a tray, 2 to 5% maybe. It's almost negligible. However, you do get a little bit more shelf life out of a tray. You might get an extra day or 2 out of it. But it's, again, close to negligible. The real factor in deciding which option you want to go with should be how much refrigeration space you have. Do you have a large walk-in refrigerator? Then trays might be the better option for you. Or if you think that displaying it is going to be really beneficial, and we'll talk about that more. But refrigeration space being the main key factor. And there are some benefits to getting the pounds as well. It's already cut, so some of the work is already done. You don't got to worry about cutting it. And you also don't have to worry about discarding the soil mat that's left over. Um, and it's also a little bit kind of greener, better for the planet. You don't got to throw out that plastic bag. And when you get the tray, you return those plastic trays for us to actually reuse, better than recycle, reuse. And please do collect those black plastic trays, give them to our driver. Our driver should be asking you every week so that they get out of your way. Don't tell me you don't have room to store them. They don't take up any space. Put them in a corner somewhere underneath something, whatever. Okay, let's continue here.
Okay, so those of you, if you're still with me, thank you for being here. I thank you for taking the time in your evening to talk about wheatgrass. Y'all are really special for taking the time out of your evening to talk about how to sell wheatgrass. That means that you are top-notch human beings and you're way ahead of the curve. Thank you to every single one of you. And here's where the fun comes in. Hey, Candido, I know you're rooting for me. Candido is here. Woo! Candido is the manager of all the food emporiums in the tri-state region, something like that. He's a big guy. All of you guys are big. So anyway, wheatgrass is a hard thing to sell sometimes because it tastes like grass, right? It's not like the most palatable thing. Some people love it because it's sweet. Some people hate it, but they want to drink it because it gives them energy and gives them all of the vitamins and minerals that they need, but they just have trouble drinking it. So here are some options. I actually have these posters that we can print out for you and send if you want to actually put this on your menu or on your wall. So ways to make wheatgrass taste better. Give them a little Dixie cup of cinnamon, or just put some cinnamon on their hand and a bite of orange or a bite of pineapple. Lick the cinnamon, take the shot, bite the orange or the apple like a tequila shot, and it's fun. It completely shaves the taste, and it will probably bring a lot of people to come and, you know, ask for shots for their friends and do it all together, make a scene about it. You might do that like in the beginning of January when you start promoting wheatgrass, and tell everyone to start taking party shots. If you want a poster like this that will be put up on your wall to make a menu, or add to your menu to add these different types of ways to have wheatgrass in your juice bar, then please comment below me, and I will send you a poster to help you promote wheatgrass with different shots. So yeah, so that's a party shot. That is the mild shot, which has like any type of greens in with the wheatgrass. That is the apple shot or the pineapple shot. Putting apple or pineapple in with wheatgrass completely cuts the flavor. So please comment below if you're interested in doing that. And I am just curious in the feedback from all of you guys if this is something that you would do. And I think the price would be about the same because anything extra that you're adding into it is going to be less expensive than the wheatgrass itself. So I would just keep the price the same.
Another thing that a lot of our customers do successfully is they have the option to add wheatgrass to your juice as an add-on. It's usually for the same price as a single shot. And that's an excellent idea, but you do want to be a little bit careful with that. It doesn't mix well with everything. So customers mostly just want to mix that with some type of a green juice that's mostly green. So that could be green apple and kale and cucumber and celery, what have you, but mostly with green juices. Very sweet juices, other juices or smoothies, it's usually not a good combination. Ways is to give free samples. And when I say free samples, I mean a tiny couple of drops, because of course you want them to purchase something. And the purpose of this is just to get people over that initial scare of, ew, I don't want to drink grass, I'm not a cow, you know. And so get them over that fear. The way we've been saying it is just touch it to your lips, get a little taste. It's actually a lot sweeter than you would guess. And once they're over that initial fear and they say, oh, wow, it tastes kind of good. It's nothing like what I expected. Then they'll go ahead and get going on it.
I also want to say that from my experience, because many of you know me and know that I have been growing up going from health food store to juice bar to juice bar to juice bar, doing demos literally my whole life. So I've seen how different juice bars sell wheatgrass and which ones are successful and which ones are not as much as successful. And it's the ones who make it their culture. Every single who walks in the person who walks in the door drinks wheatgrass are the ones that are flourishing. I don't know if you guys know Styles P. He's like a rapper, and he has a juice bar. He has 4 juice bars, and they sell maybe like 20 trays of wheatgrass a week, or over 20 trays of wheatgrass a week, which used to be the typical, but a lot of people have trouble doing that now. And the reason why, and that's in each store, and the reason why they're able to sell that much is because they made the culture. You don't walk in, you don't come to the juice bar without taking wheatgrass. This is the number one thing to get. And of course they get a million other things as well, but it's about welcoming and loving your customers like family. If there's anything that I will teach you from this class, it's that you and your staff are creating a home for your community. They want to have a safe space. Call them by their name. Remember their drink. Always offer them samples. Always, when you make extra of the juice, give them the extra. Don't throw it away. These are essential to having long-lasting, loving relationships and being that oasis in your local community.
So I want to quickly review a couple of things. Everything that the kids are talking about, right? This is Harley. I'm the owner. I have 40 years in the wheatgrass business, especially for the people who just joined. I wanted to kind of tie everything together that's been said. So we talked about ordering properly and watering it properly and rotating it properly and juicing, making the frozen juice so that you don't waste any and so that you keep it fresh. This is a lot to do for a busy store owner and a busy manager, and all right. But I'm telling you that the benefits are astronomical if you can provide sweet, young, green, fresh wheatgrass to your customers on a regular basis. Because all the effort, if you listen to everything the kids are saying and you do what they're telling you, you can see sales go through the roof. I've seen it a million times. Store owners would say, I never saw anything like it. People are coming from far away to get their wheatgrass. So take to heart what the kids are saying and put it all together. If you do everything they're saying, it will result in you having an amazing product that gets amazing results right away. And there is nothing in the industry, nothing in the world that does that except fresh wheatgrass juice.
Amen. And we're not just saying that because that's what we grow. No, but really, I mean, if you guys listen to your customers, who are the most diehard customers? We all know it's the wheatgrass ones because they know what they're doing. And now that I'm coaching people, I see what a difference it makes. I have people who I've been coaching who couldn't get pregnant for 2 years. They drink wheatgrass, and in a month they're pregnant. 2 people this year that happened to. People who were on tons of heart medication, after 1 week of doing my cleanse and doing wheatgrass every day, they're off of all their medications in 3 weeks. Losing 5 pounds, curbing their appetite, losing weight, digestive issues, Lyme disease, autoimmune disease. A lot of customers of mine have told me that wheatgrass was the only thing that helped them with Lyme. Even celiacs, it's a counterintuitive because we're scared. Does wheatgrass have gluten in it? And the answer, this is a big question that people always ask, is wheatgrass gluten-free? And the answer is yes. As long as you cut above the seed and you don't get the seed into the juice, it is gluten-free. The only gluten is potentially in those wheat berries, but the grass itself does not have any gluten. And I will say this, after my whole life hearing a million stories, I've never heard anyone who has celiacs have a problem with wheatgrass. I've only heard that it actually helps them. So of course that's with an asterisk of, I can't say anything that, you should have it if you have celiacs, but if you have, somebody asks you that question, you can at least tell them that story. Here's my little spiel. Hey, have you ever had wheatgrass before? No? Oh, well, 1 ounce is equivalent to having about 2.5 pounds of green vegetables or eating a huge salad. It has almost every known vitamin and mineral, chlorophyll, amino acids, antioxidants that provide your body with all of the vitamins and minerals that it needs to give the nutrients it needs to heal itself. That's the key when it comes to wheatgrass. It has this high concentration of nutrient density and phytonutrients that provide your body all of the nutrients in the right proportion for what it needs to heal itself from almost any ailment. One of the big things is that it's a big immune system supporter. It's high in zinc, it's high in antioxidants, vitamin C and vitamin D, all these things that the world was talking about as important for like, you know, against COVID, this and that. But basically what they're saying is they just want a whole food that is a nutrient dense superfood. And wheatgrass is the land, I would say wheatgrass is like the land version of like blue-green algae, if not better, because it is not frozen, it's fresh. And it, like Aaron said, it's one of the only superfood products that are out there that are coming straight from a local farm directly to your juice bar, being juiced fresh right in front of the consumer, drank with the fresh oxygen bubbles right then and there. And that's why it's so powerful. So how much to drink and when, this is a big thing, and you want to be educating your customers on this. Hey, you want to have a wheatgrass shot? Sure, but make sure that you come in every day for 5 days. I'm going to show you guys our green shot challenge cards. Why? Why do I have to come in every day for 5 days? That's a pain in the neck. Yeah, but it's worth it because you won't really feel the benefits unless you drink it consistently. Having a green juice makes you a nice big celery apple green juice, makes you feel energized and good and hydrated. Having wheatgrass is more like a supplement. And when you're supplementing with things, you have to do them consistently in order for them to build up and have the ultimate impact. Like any probiotic or vitamin that we know, drinking it regularly is how you really have preventative health and protect yourself. So you want to have 1 ounce in the morning and 1 ounce in the afternoon, and potentially even 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon if you're really fighting something therapeutically, like God forbid cancer, arthritis, diabetes, inflammation, things like this, that people use as a resource to fight those things. And no one's claiming that it kills them or fights them, but they use it as a resource for their body to fight them. So just to recap.
So one second, I want to emphasize that if you get the consumer to achieve the benefits that wheatgrass can have, they'll be raving about it. They'll be dragging their friends and their relatives into the store. You got to try it too. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build the industry back up again.
Because
and wheatgrass is the ultimate thing that has always been the ultimate cornerstone into the industry.
You take it the way instructed. We have people that come in, stroke patients. We have significant others and, you know, wives, husbands that come in from their spouses, from stroke, from heart attack, to come in there to get the wheatgrass. Oh my God, this helped my husband, this helped my wife. And they come back and they get it. But it's just something about the taste that comes from perfect foods that they're just looking at it like we had wheatgrass before, but it's never tastes quite like this. So they're loving it when they come in.
Thank you, so Annie. We have a little bit more to cover, so we're going to move on a bit from here.
You're
Thank
the
you,
best. Okay, so display posters and literature. I have some new posters out for you guys. Woo! I have a bunch of different ones. Do you guys like my new design? Give me a yes, give me some love, because you know how hard I work on my designs. I don't know what the hell I'm doing over here. So I have a few different posters. They're big and they're banners, they're fabric. So when you're putting them up, I want you to put them in the window. I have a few different ones. There's going to be ones just for the window, ones for the wall, and then ones for right when you get up to the
juice bar,
to the register. That's going to be just a little thing for them to take. So when it comes to marketing, there's 3 points that you're looking for posters. In the window, that's just going to be a basic message. On the wall, that's going to give some more information and maybe the benefits or the different shot ideas. And then right up front, which is going to give you really like the details of the benefits and how to drink it. So I'm going to be rolling that out in the next couple of months so that it gets to all of you guys.
So besides putting it in the window for them to see before they walk in, besides having it on the wall, besides having it by the register, put a poster on the door facing into the store.
Yep. So our drivers have these posters, and the best way for you to get them, because it is hard for me to like be in contact with you and make sure that it gets to you, is to communicate with your driver. So communicate with your driver, ask him exactly what you want, and he will even help you to put it up and make sure that it's successful. So your best, and if a driver hands it to you and you take it and don't put it up, I will be very upset because these posters are expensive and I'm giving them to you for free. So please, if I'm going to be giving them out, do not let them go to waste. Make sure that you put them up and you put them up beautifully. We're actually sending them out to you with double-sided tape on them already.
And you can definitely request it with your next delivery. Like, you know, we're usually calling or texting you. Just say, hey, can you bring me the large banner or a poster? We have different sizes. So large banner is like what, 1.5 by 3 feet?
This one is, 2 by 3. 2 by 3. It's big. Big.
But if you want something smaller, we have like an 11-inch by
an 11 by 7.
We actually got these posters and they're amazing.
Woo!
We love them.
Susie, where are you from?
We're from Connecticut.
Connecticut, which juice bar?
Juice Kings.
Juice Kings! I love you guys. You guys are like fairly new and you're killing it. So proud.
Yes, we are. We are. We love you guys, but we have the posters and they're awesome.
Yay, I'm so happy. Where are you putting them?
So we do have one in the window and then we have one right by the register.
Okay, does it look fine even though it's thick in the window?
Oh, it's perfect.
Beautiful. Cool. Amazing.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I just had to tell you, you did a great job.
Thank you so much, Susie. Okay, now putting wheatgrass on display. I've noticed a lot of our biggest customers that do really well have wheatgrass on display somewhere. So if you have a refrigerated, clear refrigerated container where you can actually see the wheatgrass, that's the best. Like I keep referencing Juices for Life, big promo to them, but they sell a ton of wheatgrass and they have wheatgrass in their container like that, in their refrigerated container like this. So if there's any way that you can have that kind of display there, any refrigerated area that you have where you put your juice or shots or different sodas or things like that, that you can put your wheatgrass trays there. Also Juice Generation, they display their wheatgrass. Anybody who displays their wheatgrass tends to sell more, but make sure that if you don't have a refrigerated section, that you only leave it out to be displayed with it during the busy hours, because you want to keep it as refrigerated as possible. Now, wheatgrass, I know that we're like overloading you with information at this point. We love you, but this is something really cool that I created a couple years ago, and I want to do a promo. We're kind of busy in January, but I'm thinking February. So basically, comment below if you want these Green Shot Challenge cards, and it's a way to get new customers to start drinking wheatgrass regularly. So we give you these punch cards. You tell them come in every day for 5 days. On the 5th day, we give you a free one, and then here's a 10-day one, and come in. It doesn't have to be every day for 10 days, but on your 10th one, we give you a free one. This is a great way for you to get customers engaged. You can make sure that on the back of them, you put the email so that you can give it back to us. And when you give these cards back to us during that promotional period that we have, we give you a $2 credit so that we're actually paying for that shot that we're giving you.
Okay, so you should hopefully have a commercial wheatgrass juice or a metal one. If you have a plastic one, you're going to probably want to upgrade because it's probably going to break down on you. Anyway, we do have a Wheatgrass King juicer that we developed. That's the one we recommend as the best value. But the important thing that we want to talk about is making sure that you're keeping it clean and training your staff to be able to assemble it properly. You have to clean it at least once a day. It's gonna get gross. I see it all the time. Customers bring back their juicers to us and they look like they haven't been cleaned in a month, and I'm thinking I hope that their customers aren't getting sick because of it. So please clean your juicers at least daily. And one of the most important things regarding that is like fully take apart all the parts, clean them, make sure they're dry when you reassemble them. That's an important thing for the life of your juicer, because if you're putting some of the parts like near the motor, if that part's getting wet, that can corrode and eventually cause you problems. So dry it off. You can also put a little bit of vegetable oil on like parts that are like the threads, so that it makes it a little easier when you want to open the machine. The Wheatgrass King has like a reverse button, so it has a wrench as well. So you just use the wrench to open the machine. But if you push it in reverse when you're doing that, it'll like pop off that. It'll make it real easy to open. But if you let the grass dry in there and then try to disassemble it like the next day, you forgot to clean it that night, you're going to have really a hard time getting that thing open and going again. So please clean your juicers at least once a day. Sometimes it's a good idea if it is just to pour a tiny bit of water in the top to kind of loosen things up and get it going, hot water. Just a tiny bit to kind of clean things up. You might even do that when you're juicing with your fruit and vegetable juicer.
Okay, don't forget to take the screen out and clean the screen, people. The screen needs to be taken out and cleaned. The screen needs to be taken out and cleaned. And you want every single hole, cleaned, because that's usually the reason why the motor gets effed up, is because the screen isn't clean. It gets clogged up. You know the drill. Clean your screen.
And so that
the black part. Make sure the black part is there. If
the rubber gasket.
If the rubber gasket isn't there, you're screwing up the whole machine. It's a $600 machine. You don't want to screw it up. That little black gasket is essential. Sorry.
Should we get the juicer and
No. We're gonna have another class specifically on how to clean the juicer. But right now we want to just do an overview. So juicers.
I'll talk about this.
Okay, I just want to say that I don't know if you guys know, but I am a juice bar consultant now, apparently. Been doing this since I was a little girl. Now I'm 27 years old, so I call myself a juice bar consultant. I know everything about A to Z, how to build a juice bar, the juice bar equipment that you need, and how to build a menu. If you are having any trouble with your juice bar equipment or your menu, or you want to franchise or get bigger and start neat ideas, or you know a friend, just wanted to promo myself for a second right there, because I can help you with your juice bar. Okay.
Yeah, you should definitely know that we actually carry, service, have parts for a lot of the major commercial fruit and vegetable juicers. So use us as a resource, okay, plus everything that Rebecca said. But we've been in this industry a long time. Not that many people can say, I know 400 juice bars and I work with them on a daily basis. So use us as a resource.
Juicers. So if you are currently using some type of like Breville or household juicer and you're ready to take it to the next level for a commercial juicer, these are the ones that we recommend, and we don't recommend them for no reason. We recommend them because this is what our customers that we work with every single day want. So we've got the NutriFaster. This one's like $2,500. It's the pretty standard juice bar. Oh, they can't see my mouse. The NutriFaster, they can't see my mouse. NutriFaster, about $2,500, classic stainless steel, heavy duty, quick juicer that most juice bars use. We have the Ruby, which is the like off-brand, about $1,800, similar to the NutriFaster, just less horsepower. And then we've got the RoboCoupe, which is my personal favorite, tends to be what people like the most. I think it's about like $2,300. And then the Ciato, which is good for both veggies and fruits and greens, and that's like what Whole Foods uses. So all of them are good options. If you're not sure what you want, then again, call us and make an appointment with me or Aaron, and we'll help to guide you specifically.
Right, and we just wanted to also talk to you about some other things that you might not even know about us. We're not strictly wheatgrass company. We also grow what's called microgreens. Microgreens are baby plants, and they're kind of a gourmet green. So you might be used to like baby spinach, baby arugula. You get them in a clamshell in the supermarket. That most people are pretty used to that. But these are even smaller, younger than baby greens. They're microgreens, and they're not exactly sprouts either. There's a slight distinction. Sprouts would be just you have a little seed, and just the very first couple of days and the seed is growing and it has a root that comes out, and that's a sprout, like alfalfa sprouts you might know, or mung beans. Those are the ones in the Chinese food. But these are older. These we actually plant in soil, just like wheatgrass, and they grow for about 2 weeks or so, and then they come out as a green. And they're extremely delicious, and they're also super nutritious, pretty similar to wheatgrass. You don't necessarily juice them, although some people do. You can put them in smoothies, but the main use would be for, as a gourmet garnish, or putting it into a salad, putting it into a sandwich on avocado toast.
Smoothie.
Smoothies, I mentioned, you can toss it into a smoothie if you wanted to add. If you had a broccoli microgreen smoothie on your menu, that would be like amazing.
Astronomical.
It
Groundbreaking.
It might be a little pricey, but it's definitely, it would be an amazing product that no one else would have.
Okay. Can I take the lead on this? Because I pride myself as the microgreen queen. So many of you guys may not know, but when COVID hit, I decided to create a raw vegan cleanse. So I now am not just offering wheatgrass and microgreens to you guys as hosts, as retailers, but we go directly to the consumer when COVID hit. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because I am working directly with customers and helping them to be more plant-based and be more healthy. And their favorite thing is microgreens. So this is all the craze. This is not new. This is not something that is just going to be a fad and go in and out. This is something that is one of the most incredible things. I even prefer it to wheatgrass, I have to be honest, because it doesn't have the crazy flavor like wheatgrass does, but it has the crazy nutrients. Sunflower sprouts have one of the highest levels of protein than any other green, and broccoli sprouts, broccoli microgreens, I don't know if any of you have heard the science on them, but they're known to be one of the #1 anti-cancer foods, have the highest level of sulforaphane than any other green or food, and help to reduce inflammation and have like anti-anxiety impacts, and have done a lot of scientific research been done on broccoli sprouts. So this is not really hit the juice bar market yet. However, I single-handedly am educating the consumers on it currently on my own with my cleanses and with my education. That means, therefore, people are ready for this in your juice bar. And you, being the 15 people who are on here, are going to be the pioneers in making this part of your menu. So we're going to teach you how to make this part of your menu, and don't take this lightly, please. It's the new year, 2022. People need extra immune system support. They want something new and cool. Plus, you need to meet your minimum order. So let this be something that you add on and seriously experiment with putting onto your menu, and not just for like a week or two. Really add it to the menu and commit to it, because it's going to take time for people to know what it is, but it's going to catch on and you're going to be the first to do it.
If you want to know, because we have a few different varieties, if you want to know which one to start with, I would recommend the sunflower. It's like the biggest one. Most people enjoy it. It's kind of crunchy and crisp. Putting this into salads as the base is an excellent idea. If you have a salad base instead of like iceberg lettuce, what have you, so sunflower can make a great addition to a salad. Or if you put it on a veggie burger or a wrap or something like that, amazing. People are going to notice it. They're going to be like, what is this? This is not a normal green that I'm used to. It tastes amazing. So consider that sunflower microgreens for that.
And some of our biggest juice bars and health food stores sell this. Even Candino said he has a supermarket, so of course he sells it. If any of you guys have a section in your health food store that sells produce, then for sure have this. But those of you who just have juice bars, I would say the best thing that you can do with this is, #1, put it on an avocado toast, and #2, put it in a smoothie. So if you have a pen and paper, this is what the smoothie recipe is going to be, something along the lines, and you'll make it your own. But it's about a handful or half or a quarter, even a quarter, honestly, container of this, so that it's not so much of a charge. You'll put like a quarter of a pineapple, a pear or a half of a pear with some water or coconut water and ice, and that's it. So that's microgreens, pear, pineapple, coconut water, and ice. And this is a dream come true. We call it the pina colada with broccoli, the brain pina colada for brain health and immune system support. And it's something that tastes delicious and is going to give you the similar amount of nutrients as wheatgrass without the flavor of wheatgrass. Okay, real quick, we're almost done. These are other snacks that we have for those of you who are having trouble meeting the minimum order or just want to have a cool product. You know that we don't like lightly add other products on, and these products are really great. They're sprouted, meaning they're already soaked and the enzymes are activated. Sprouted snacks. So sprouted organic pizza flavored almonds, blueberry baobab crunch snacks, buffalo ranch cashews. They're delicious, and you just have them by your register and stack them out. They come in a case of 12, $2.60 a piece, MSRP $3.99, and you just get a case of them to add on to your order if you can't meet the minimum, or you can get a bunch of them and order them regularly. So highly recommends this. No one else sells it. That's why we're distributing it. And it's something that was really huge in the market a few years ago until their like sales rep of this company was no longer in New York. So now we are just bringing it back to the juice bars, and we hope that you start carrying it and making it a thing. Also CBD, we have a few other things, CBD and acai. And we're going to do we'll probably do another video on our product, the other products that we sell. But just know that if you are interested in some of these things, that you can contact us and we'll let you know. Okay, last but not least, just to remind you, please follow us on Instagram because I want to have a way to be in contact with all of you. I'm also going to have a WhatsApp group chat for each individual route. So look out for me texting you a link to our WhatsApp group chats so that we can contact you quickly and we can continue to be a community. I think it's really important that we do this together, and we are in this together. So thank you all for being here. Candida just said demos help a lot, and I'm happy to do demos, but the reason why I'm here with you is because demos only work for like a week. What really works is you guys training your staff to be demos all day, every day. And that is the real growth. So I will come and do demos. I'm not done with them, but I'm telling you, for the best for you, the best thing for you is to train yourself and your staff how to be your own promoters and salespeople. So thank you so much for being here. Does anybody have any questions? This is a picture of Aaron and I doing a convention when we were little, and here we are. So this is kind of like momentous, and we're really happy to be sharing this moment with you guys.
Probably something like I might be 15, 16.
I'm like 10.
She's like 9, 10, something like that.
Yep.
So we've been doing this our whole lives. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you for supporting us.
Mwah.